Pramila Pramod is a health counsellor working for an NGO fighting tuberculosis. She begins her daily patient visits in one of Mumbai's urban slums, ensuring her patient follows the treatment plan.
Hi Gauravji. Namaskar. ओळखलं का? मी प्रमिला.
For her, convincing patients to seek medical advice is a tough task, as this contagious bacterial infection that mainly affects the lungs remains highly stigmatized.
People here fear that if they get tuberculosis, their neighbors will find out. Mothers worry that this will affect their daughter's chances of marriage. The biggest fear is being ostracized by the community. This is why many refuse to let us into their homes, and we often have to call patients outside the area for consultations.
30-year-old Gaurav is one of the nearly 2.6 million people diagnosed with TB in India last year. For the last 8 months, he has been on medications and confined to his house.
At first, I had an infection which made me lose my appetite. I lost nearly half my weight and my health deteriorated. I was very weak. Then I realized I needed to be hospitalized.
Gaurav's medications have run out, so today he's visiting the NGO-run clinic to consult the doctor about his next course of treatment.
I am seeing your culture report from July 2024, which is negative and means all is good. But if in the future you get a cough and lose weight, you need to come back for a checkup.
Dr. Vikas handles around 100 TB cases daily. For him, in these slums which shelter 41% of the city's 22 million people, the chances of the disease spreading within families are much higher.
The situation is not good because of the overcrowding, but the slums need the redevelopment. That's very important. Should be with a proper ventilation and circulation of air. Unless that happens, it's next to impossible.
According to the WHO, in 2023, India accounted for 1/3 of the world's 10.8 million new TB cases, with around 400,000 deaths. One of Mumbai's largest hospitals, PD Hinduja, is amongst the very few to be equipped with the most advanced technologies to detect tuberculosis cases. Each day, microbiologist Dr. Rodriguez and her team analyze over 100 sputum samples received from TB-suspected patients.
Each machine is capable of holding 960 samples. Almost 10,000 samples can be incubated here. They incubated for 6 weeks.
For Dr. Rodriguez, the latest next-gen sequencing technology is a breakthrough in the fight against multi-drug resistance or MDR tuberculosis. In just 3 days, this machine analyzes a patient's TB DNA to determine any resistance to all 14 available drugs.
So we have our next-gen sequencing, it's called, is like the bridge to precision therapy in TB. And these technologies are allowing us to give a patient absolutely targeted therapy that we believe will work for him. But if you treat a patient with drugs, you must know upfront whether it is going to work, whether or not. If it has a mutation that suggests it's not going to work, don't give that drug.
Despite its efficiency, this technology is costly, limiting its access. In 2023, India reported over 60,000 MDR cases. For Dr. Pinto, the shortage of drugs and patients dropping the treatment midway because of intense side effects remain the primary reason for this rise.
When a person with tuberculosis receives an inadequate treatment or the treatment is stopped prematurely, the residual germs that stay within the person can mutate or can select out such that germs which are resistant to the standard drugs then evolve, and this is called multi-drug resistant tuberculosis. But over the years, because the prevalence has increased, very often people will acquire a multi-drug resistant bug right from the start, and therefore it cannot no longer be attributed necessarily to a lack of treatment or poor treatment.
If not treated adequately, MDR-TB can cause severe damage to the body. 34-year-old Nandita Venkatesan was diagnosed with MDR-TB that affected her intestine and was cured after multiple surgeries. But in 2017, the disease returned. This time, the medication side effects caused her 90% of hearing loss.
I was bedridden for a very long time during that time. So all of this, I think the fact that I'm able to do a complete yoga session today
and that I'm able to have full mobility with a hearing disability, which was actually caused because of TB itself, because of a medication I took for TB. I think I treat it as a blessing today.
After recovering, she decided to continue her fight for safer TB drugs. In 2023, alongside another TB survivor and MSF, she challenged pharmaceutical giant Johnson & Johnson's patent of bedaquiline, a crucial TB drug, allowing India now to produce it more affordably.
Bedaquiline was seen as a replacement to the toxic medications called kanamycin that had caused my own hearing loss. A decision like this will end up benefiting a lot of people because the rollout of this medication can really speed up after the patent office's ruling. We saw a future wherein people may not need to go through this kind of difficult side effects in order to deal with TB.
In 2024, bedaquiline was finally introduced by the Indian government as a new regimen to cure TB, a new step in the country's long journey towards eradicating tuberculosis.